An apple was placed in front of the fruit store. A man who was running saw the apple. Oh. It's an apple. I took it with me every time I went on a picnic. I loved it then. The apple thought, looking at the business. That must be an office worker. There were old men who looked at the apple and said exclamations. What a covetous thing. It must be an apple grown in a fertile field. The apple thought, okay, those must be farmers. Someone took a close look at the apple. Wow, that's a nice color. It's not red, it's not orange. Besides, there's a little bit of green. It's a really hard color to express. The apple quickly noticed, that's a painter who draws. An old woman glanced sideways at the apple. If it was in a pretty basket, it could be sold at a high price. The apple pondered and remembered who she was. Yeah, that's the train station fruit shopkeeper. A gentleman smiled at the apple and said, apples are vitamin-rich fruits. There's a saying that apples for breakfast are gold, apples for lunch are silver, apples for dinner are bronze. I'll teach this to people who come to my hospital. The apple thought, wow, that's a good-natured doctor. This time, a stylish young lady approached. I guess everyone made a song after seeing such a pretty apple. Yeah, I'll also try making it. The apple was pleased. That composer would make a great song. A woman, who was thinking hard in front of the apple, said, how much would it be if I bought 3 apples that cost $3 each? No. How much change would I get if I paid $10? It would be harder to ask this way. The apple guessed, that's a math teacher. A young man with bandages all over his body was in tears, and stared at the apple. The apple thought, he's hurt a lot. But why is he crying at me? How did he get hurt? Next, a very sturdy man stopped. Where did the shopkeeper go, leaving such a pretty apple alone? Without being careful, the apple immediately noticed who he was. That's definitely a cop. The next person said, gosh, this store is very old. If you fix the entrance a little bit, there will be more customers. The apple said silently, thanks for your concern, masterful carpenter. The children, who had just finished class, flocked to the store. I'm going to take persimmons tomorrow. I'm apples. I'm going to eat pears. The apple murmured, right, you're going on a picnic tomorrow. And the apple thought, people look at me and think differently each. So when 100 people see me, I become 100 apples. That's why I'm an apple that is 1, sometimes 100. This story is quoted from a children's book, An Apple That Is 1, Sometimes 100, by Masaji Inoue, who is a Japanese illustrator and author. This story tells us well that even if it is the same thing, it can have different meanings depending on the viewer. So we should never think that our viewpoint is absolutely right.